Hi everyone, my name's Amy. I'm new to this whole video thing, but I figured I'd give it a shot. So today I figured I would talk about, give a little background on me on having cystic fibrosis. Let's see, I'm 30 years old, or 30 years young, whichever you prefer. I was diagnosed at age 5. My mom knew that there was something wrong with me. I used to cough all the time. Well, I still do. And I ate way more than my dad, who was, like 190 pounds or more than that. He's a big guy. So she knew that a 2 or 3 year old shouldn't be eating as much as a grown man and not putting on any weight. I was really, really tiny. I was also, I like to say I used to look like those kids that you see in the save the planet kind of shows, and where the kids are really tiny skinny arms and they have ginormous bellies that look like there's a basketball hidden in there. That's what I look like, because I was extremely malnourished. I was in like the low 5% of growth and weight, and my mom tried all the different doctors in Philadelphia, and all of them just said that I had allergies. So she stripped my bedroom, got rid of all the stuffed animals, all the sheets, anything that could hold dust, and left it bare bones, and that did nothing. And finally, our local pediatrician, who used to work out of his home, said she has cystic fibrosis and you need to get her sweat tested. So we went down, got me sweat tested, and lo and behold, I was off the charts. My numbers then were 162, and anything above 60 was considered CF. I think now anything above 40 is considered CF, but I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I was off the charts. I know one other person who actually had a higher sweat test than me, and so I was extremely salty. I'm still extremely salty. Let's see what else. I have the double delta DDF508 mutation. It's the most common mutation in CF. I have a lot of friends that have that mutation, and we all range in severity. There are some that are older than me that have lung function that's just ridiculously high for someone their age, which is awesome. And then there's others that are younger than me that have been transplanted and have also passed away. So your gene really doesn't make a difference on what you have. It just kind of, it's like a crapshoot. Let's see. I wasn't hospitalized for the first time until I was 18. I survived that long without needing IV antibiotics. Oral antibiotics worked great when I would use them. I was horrible about doing treatments. Once my mom left me to do them myself, I would say I did them. I'd tell the doctors that I did them. They'd make me do them in the office when I'd go in, just to see how I handled them. And I used to get so shaky and I would cough so much, and I used to tell them I hate doing them because of this, and that was one of the main reasons I didn't do it, was because I didn't like the feeling of being all shaky for the next hour or so. But that once I actually started doing them the way I was supposed to, I didn't feel nearly as shaky. And even now, the only time I feel shaky is if I do more than 3 or 4 treatments a day, which sometimes I do, but that's usually the only time that I get shaky. Like I said, I was horrible about doing treatments. I didn't do them through high school until I was hospitalized. Like I said, at 18, I was a freshman in college. School just became too much. My first semester in college was a lot for me to handle. I didn't eat. Everybody jokes about the freshman 15, and usually you put on 15 pounds. Well, I lost 15 pounds, so I was a twig, more so than I am now. And my doctor was like, okay, you look like shit and need to be hospitalized. So I went in the hospital for the first time. It was not as bad as I had been expecting. I really wasn't sure what to expect because at that time in my life, I didn't know anybody with CF. It was just me. So I didn't think I would be in for as long as I was in. I was in for 2 weeks. I did a full 13 days, which back then felt like an eternity, especially when you're 18 and you're used to having a social life. But I lost my train of thought. Sorry. But So I was in for the 2 weeks. After I came out, I felt much better. I started doing my treatments, just the albuterol. I just did albuterol with 0.9% saline. It came in like this aerosol thing that you just squirted in there. You just squirted it once, and that was enough. I used to do that. I would do it maybe once or twice a day. They also got me the vest, and I said I would use it. And I did sometimes, but it really makes you itch. And it's, making your nerves itch, your nerve endings itch. And then, stimulating them, so that's what makes you itch. And I used to hate it, so I would put a book on it. It had this pedal, so I would put a book on the pedal in the morning when I was getting ready. And kids, do not do this. It is wrong. Let me just say that now. So I put the book on there for a half an hour, and because the insurance would always call and say, we have to make sure you're using it. I hope this does not get me in trouble. But I would do that just so it would get higher. I mean, I did still do it a few times a week, not as often as I was supposed to, but I was 18. What can you expect, right? But as the years went on, I did get sicker and sicker. After my first hospitalization, I wasn't hospitalized again for another 2 years. And after that, it was about 2 years. And then after that, I think it was 3 years. And after that 3-year mark, I've been going in about every 2 to 4 times a year now. Since I was about, I guess, like 26 is when I started going in every 2 to 4 times a year. The oral antibiotics don't work on me anymore. I cannot use inhaled antibiotics, which are a huge part of a CF treatment. There's Toby, there's Caystin, there's Colistin, but I get severe bronchospasms from them, almost like I'm allergic to the inhaled antibiotics, which I also get from anything higher than the 3% saline to inhale. And I can't tolerate them, and it is a little bit of a downfall, because if I do get sick and I do have an infection, the only thing that we can treat it with is IV antibiotics. And for that reason, I'm actually going in the beginning of August to talk to the lung transplant team. So they're going to, go over my case. We're going to, ask questions back and forth and find out if it's a good time for me to be evaluated, or if we should wait, a couple more months or years or whatnot. But it's good to get in there now, like I said, because of my semi-frequent infections, and because I can't use inhaled antibiotics. It's better to go in now and get it done than have a severe infection and then be basically screwed and have to rush the process. So I'm going to be doing that in August. Let's see, what else? Oh, I have a little notebook here with everything that I wanted to talk about. I know, I'm a total dork. You'll get to know that. I've been on Oxygen at Night since about 2008. I think about September 2008. I use it for sleep and also for exercise. Any kind of exercise, not just, I like to think, cleaning and, doing the dishes and stuff is exercise, which does get my heart rate up, but it's not technically exercise. So whenever I do walking or anything like that, I have to wear oxygen, because my O2 stats tend to dip below 90, which is not good. I range from 92 to 94% on room air, but my heart rate tends to be a little bit higher, which is one of my main issues. I have a higher heart rate even though my O2 can be high. That coupled with the inflammation issues, I get very inflamed. That's just one of my big things. I'm a cougher, but I'm not a big mucus producer, which is a big thing with CF. I'm mainly just extremely tight, which is no fun at all. Anyway, that is about it, I guess, for now. I'm not sure how long these things tend to run, but I'm going to stop right around 9.5 minutes. I'm sure that's plenty of me. So anyway, I will give you some websites after this at the end, and you can check out on your own about CF, and you can also check out my blog. Thank you, and have a great day.